It is time to expand minds through movies, TV, sports, and flicks. It is time to boldly go where no podcast has gone before. It is time for the Captain Talks Flicks.
The Captain Talk Flicks.
Welcome to the Captain Talks Flicks podcast. I'm your host, the Captain Cortez, aka Mr. Love, and this is where we talk flicks. I welcome the podcast where me, the Captain, talks about movies, TV, sports, flicks, anything you can see on a two-board screen. I like to get on here and give my unique perspective, because after 47 years of being on planet Earth, I've developed a new perspective about these movies, TV, sports, and flicks, and I like to get on and tell about it. Because just maybe you care. And according to the stats, it looks like you do care. I want to give a big shout out to New Zealand. Got some plays over New Zealand this past week. Gracias, gratitude, Doraba. In New Zealand, I heard you guys have some absolutely magnificent wine. That's what I'm hearing. So maybe one of these days, I have to fly over to New Zealand and have some of your fantastic wine. So thanks for listening. Appreciate it. Gracias, gratitude. And just FYI, back in the day when school radio DJ, but never got a job. I think I never got a job because I just didn't have the willpower. If I would have had just a little bit more willpower, then maybe that would enable me to become a radio DJ. But it didn't. It allowed me to become the greatest podcast in the Matrix. So up to debate, might be true, might not be true, but I said it on the internet, so it's gotta be true, right? Because everything on the internet is facts, not facts, true, false, propaganda, fake news, the Matrix, diamonds, gems, gold, silver, platinum. I don't know. I didn't make the internet. Ask the people that made the internet. So when you're online, just beware, just watch out. Anyways, like a ramble all day, but it won't. Let's get right into the podcast. But first, a word from our sponsor. Ladies and gentlemen, do you like rap? Well, if you do, Sun Tzu Cosmic, the cosmic rapper, just released on all DSPs his album Elder Flows from last year. It was exclusively at Bandcamp, but now it's everywhere. So if you want to hear Sun Tzu Cosmic's debut album called Elder Flows, with the most craziest raps, rhymes you ever heard, crazy beats, crazy raps, crazy rhymes, produced by yours truly, I produced the album. If you want to hear this madness on wax, you want to hear an album that's like, you hear it like, what the heck is this? You should check this out. I'll put a link below to the album Elder Flows, and once you hear it, you'll be like, bro, this is absolute madness. So check it out. I'll put the link below. Now, let's get on with the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, I am back again. And we're in the month of December. Christmas time. If you celebrate that, maybe you don't. If you do, it's Christmas time. It's ho, ho, ho. It's Merry Christmas. It's Mariah Carey. It's Santa caps. It's snow. We don't have any snow, but usually it's snow. It's jolly songs. It's reindeer. There's chimneys. There's stockings. There's candy canes. There's eggnog, right? There's all these things in the month of December, if you celebrate that. Now, you might be on the other side of the world where you guys don't do none of this. But in the United States of America, it's kind of a big deal, right? Everybody like ho, 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 and all over the place. Merry Christmas. Yeah, so we're in that time. And so, yeah, it's kind of a wonderful time of year, as the song says. So, yeah, the holidays are cool, and we're just kind of living it, experiencing it. Although, I've been so consumed with doing podcasts and music, I almost forgot about it. I almost forgot it was Christmas, bro. I almost forgot it was the holidays. But I just want to wish you guys a very safe and merry holidays going forward. And hope everything is cool for you and have good times with family, good times with friends. Enjoy everything. Because I've been just relaxing, chilling, lounging. In fact, yesterday I was outside, doing a little bit of work outside, getting wet, lifting things, driving things, throwing things away. I was working with this older lady. She's a very cool lady, very wise lady, knows a lot. We're working together, having conversations. I'm learning things. It's very cool, just sitting here working, talking to this lady, hanging out. Very cool. had a good time, got a little wet, but it was all good. But anyways, did all that. And now it is time to podcast. And ladies and gentlemen, this week, I got to go back to the wild, wild west. Wild, wild west. Went to the wild, wild west. Horses, cowboy hats, saloons. Yeah, I was there. I got to see Lawmen, Bass Reeves, Part 7. Yeah, we're getting close to the end. Part 7, I saw it. But before I get into that, a couple things. First of all, there will be spoilers. And second of all, I do own some shares in the parent company of Paramount Plus. I just want to be clear and transparent to let you know. Now that I told you that, let's get into Lawmen, Bass Reeves, Part 7. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've been watching this series, if you've been following along, you will see the life of a lawman in the 1800s is a very stressful, tedious job, and it wears on you. We are starting to see in this episode and the episode before that job just wears on you. There's a lot of travel. There's a lot of dealing with shady people, and just doing that day in and day out just wears on your mind and your body, and we are seeing that in Bass Reeves. Now, before Bass Reeves became a lawman, he had a certain demeanor, a certain way of life, a certain way of being. And slowly, over time, it seems that way of life, that way of being, that way of thoughts is slowly shifting. Even his wife said it. His wife's talking to a friend in the episode saying, man, I don't even kind of recognize Bass Reeves. The life of a lawman may do that. I think even in the future, it might even be the same way, even now in 2023. If you're living that lifestyle, it may just wear on the mind and body. Yeah, it might. I don't know. I've never walked that life, but it seems like it might. So yeah, and it seems like also that Bass Reeves doesn't really unwind and decompress like I feel someone in that position might want to do. Now, I'm not a lawman, but I do live a very busy, full grind of work. I am working a lot all the time on various things, just trying to get ahead, grow, become better. And it can wear on the mind and body. And I do take time to decompress, do different things to just release that. And I feel Bass Reeves has not been doing that. So anyways, that's what's been happening up to now. That's what happens in this episode. And also in the episode, because of that stress and just where he accidentally, or does purposely, kills a person, right? Some guy was talking mess to him, and for one moment in time, Bass Reeves lost control and just unloaded on him, right? So when there's a lot of pressure going down, there may be a moment where you just lose control. It's not something that you should do, or I advise, or think it's a good thing to be doing. Sometimes people do that. It's very important that we train ourselves and study and train and work on being able to have control in tense, pressure-filled situations. Otherwise, you might just be like Bass Reeves and unload. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you did that. Because it seemed like Bass Reeves is a very disciplined individual. But like I said, life on the road can be stressful. So yeah, it's a very good episode. But what I want to do right now is I want to get into something specific about the show I noticed. And just pull that a little bit, go a little bit deeper into it. So in the show, Bass Reeves is just kind of sitting around and he's thinking about words that were said to him. So the Texas Ranger and him had a conversation like an episode ago, and he's still sitting around thinking about those words that he said. That man's words is in his mind. He's mulling over it, right? Now, as soon as I saw this episode, I was like, I've been there. Have you ever just heard people talk in real life, have conversations with certain human beings, whoever they are, and even after seeing them and spending time with them, after the fact, their words are resonating in your mind and you find yourself fixated or thinking about their words on repeat? Now, I've done that. I've been passing it a lot. Now, currently, because I have such a better control of my mind, I don't do it as much. But there are moments when that happens. And I think as human beings, we all do it. It's like, these other people's words, ideas are still resonant in your mind because I think part of you or part of us still believes those words, right? But it's interesting in the show that the Texas Ranger guy is trying to tell Bass Reeves what he's about, who he is, right? When he don't walk in Bass Reeves' shoes. In fact, anyone trying to tell Bass Reeves, or me trying to tell you, or trying to tell me what I'm about, when you've not walked in the shoes I've not walked in your shoes, you on the other end of this microphone have only walked every step you've walked. Only you. You may have friends, family, girlfriend, whatever, teachers, employers, whatever, but they have not walked every step you've walked. Only you and God if you believe in God, have seen that. Every step, every place, every word uttered, everything done, only you know the experience. So I think it'd be you who would truly know yourself the best. I can't tell you who you are. I've not seen every step you've taken, every place you've been, everything you've done, right? And it seems that Bass Reeves doesn't know this or doesn't remember this or is not aware of this because he's letting a Texas Rangers narrative just spin in his mind, letting him define who he is, right? And as we walk on planet Earth, we ain't got time for that. When we're young and we're babies, it is necessary for this culture, the society, family, institutions to tell you things about the world. And it kind of tell you who you are, basically. You come up with a certain group and you adapt the customs and beliefs of whatever the group that is, wherever you're on planet Earth. And as you walk the path, it's kind of like the group or beliefs you were kind of like birthed into. But as you get older and live more life, you become aware that maybe these particular thoughts, beliefs, ideas about who I am do not necessarily fit with who I really am. And as you navigate life, become more aware, you will shift, you may not, shift from these ideas and beliefs and move or morph into things that are more suited and aligned with who you are as a being, right? But if you don't have that awareness, then yes, the world will tell you. And it seems that Bass Reeves might not quite have the awareness of that because he's very fixated on the Texas Rangers speech and talk. Now, one additional thing I didn't say in the jump is that Texas Ranger did a very bad act towards Bass Reeves. He hurt someone that he loved. And I think that's part of the reason he's probably fixated on his words because he's very angry because he took that action to hurt someone he loved. And I think it's part of it. But also, though, I just think walking life to be fixated on ideas or beliefs or words that do not align with you is not a good way to be moving. One additional thing, too. If you don't like something, why give it all the time, focus, and energy? Now, on planet Earth currently, if you look at social media, you look at what's going on in the globe, there's so many human beings giving so much attention to focus on things they don't like, right? Giving all these words, attention, talk, videos, language, all this focus on stuff they don't like, right? So like, I'm in the mindset like, bro, if I don't like it, I'm not giving no airtime. I'm not giving no words. What I would do, basically, what I do currently, is like if I'm on the opposing viewpoint or belief or school of thought or group of that, whatever it is, I just give all my focus, attention to growing that particular belief system, growing that particular ideology, growing that particular group, growing that particular way of life, and just kind of empowering that and give it your focus, attention to grow that. I feel that the best ideas will win. So if the things I'm a part of are the best ideas, they will win. I don't need to degrade or shut down or try to eliminate or talk down about other people's ideas, right? If my belief and idea is the best, I just gotta promote mine, it'll win, right? I ain't trying to beat the other ideas down or focus words or attention on all that other sense is nonsense. I'm not gonna waste my time and energy focus on that because time is short, right? It's ticking away, it's going fast, and why waste time on stuff you don't like? But in 2023, a lot of human beings do that. And we see in Bass Reeves that he's doing that. He's sitting around his car, sitting on his house, and just focus on this man's ideologies and beliefs, right? And I understand and get why, because he really wronged him, right? He wronged him bad. But Bass Reeves has built such a good life. He's got a good family. He's got a good job. I mean, sometimes you just gotta let stuff go. I know it's hard to say. There's been a lot of moments in my life where I've just probably been wronged by a lot of different people. And I don't waste my time or energy on focused on that. I feel the best course of action is just being the best version of myself, right? That's gonna handle all that nonsense from back in the day. I'm concerned about all that. What am I doing right now to become the best version of myself? I feel that's the answer to all those past grievances and wrongs. Who cares, bro? F them. But anyways, I hope Bass Reeves is just able to bounce back to being his regular self, the one that his wife recognizes, the one that his kids recognizes. I'm rooting for Bass Reeves so much. And one additional thing, and in the beginning of these episodes, I said back a couple podcasts ago that hopefully the lifestyle he's living will not shift Bass Reeves' mind, mentality, way of being to something that's just not as noble as we first saw. And I hope the conclusion we see next week, the final episode, he's just able to get back to the Bass Reeves that I know and love. Hopefully. We'll see how it goes. Let's see what happens. But anyways, this show is absolutely magnificent. It's cool going to Wild Wild West. I love the guy that plays Bass Reeves. Like I said, I've seen him in a lot of other things. He's a great actor. Love him. And so yes, if you have not seen Bass Reeves, I highly recommend you check it out. It's very good. Go to the Wild Wild West. Watch something you won't normally watch. Very fun, very enjoyable. And you might learn something. So ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening. I appreciate God's gratitude. And until next time, we'll see you. So many of our dreams at first seem impossible, then they seem improbable, and then we summon the will, they soon become inevitable. Christopher Reeve. Until next time, it's Captain Peace.
The Captain Talks Flicks.